Welcome to this video. I think you'll find this will give you some valuable information. This is just a legal description that basically states the information provided is for educational purposes only, is not meant to solicit for a particular product, nor provide tax or legal advice. All illustrations are hypothetical. So what's the reason for this? The reason is the historical cost of college since 2005. Actually, you can see that the chart shows that private schools have increased their tuition by 172%, while public schools have risen over 200% just since 2005. So how to pay for school? There are really, four different ways to do this. There's need-based financial aid, and the more you need, the more grants and scholarships and gifts are available, specifically for each institution, and we'll talk to you about that more later. There are merit scholarships, both academic and athletic. You can look loans and work study programs. And then there's personal and family assets, such as savings, CDs, mutual funds, 529 plans, which are a really good idea if you know exactly what school your son or daughter is going to attend. So the cost of attendance, there's tuition, there's fees, there's room and board, there's books, and there's incidentals. The cost of this tuition for each institution it advertises is the sticker price of each school. It can be deceiving when you look at the true cost of attendance, but there are also grants, subsidized loans, and scholarships that help defray the cost of these colleges. The best place to start to determine the available grants and subsidized loans available to your child is to fill out FAFSA. So what FAFSA is basically the Federal Student Aid Program, and it allows you to go in for a particular college, fill out your information as both a student and a parent, and to see, based on your financial situation, grants and loans are available to you that you can take advantage for your particular college and for your particular case. The one thing you need to take into account before you fill out a FAFSA is that you want to reduce your effective family contribution that they will try to determine based on your financial situation. You want to reduce that as much as possible. The more you can reduce it, the more grants, scholarships, and subsidized loans will be available to your student. So as we discussed, the cost of attendance is the cost of attendance minus the expected family contribution, and that equals the financial need of the student. So the way the expected family calculation or contribution is calculated is FAFSA will look at your gross income, your home equity available, your emergency funds, your 529 savings, your mutual funds, and the student savings itself. And basically they will calculate based on that a yearly expected family contribution. The key to getting the most grants, aids from your particular school is reducing your AFC. There are investments that you can move your money to that will reduce your EFC and therefore increase the amount of money available to you in grants, scholarships, and subsidized loans. Now take a look at this picture. The family moved their money or their assets into a college planning investment that the FAFSA does not take a look at. Family has the same amount of assets, however their EFC is now reduced to $18,680. So when you are looking at schools, you also have to take into account public versus private schools and the amount of need that school meets. So if you look at this situation, one is Stanford University, the other one is a Virginia State University. And the cost of the private school is $47,940. The expected family contribution in this case is only $5,000, and the need is $42,940. Stanford covers the entire amount of that student need. So the cost of this school to the parents and the student is only $5,000 per year. In contrast, the public school, where it costs $8,472, the expected family contribution is $5,000. The need is $3,472. the school meets only 60% of that need. So the unmet need, which the student or the parents have to come up with, is $1,389. So the cost to the parents and the student is $6,389. So you actually pay more for the public school in Virginia. The other thing is avoiding market risk. Does history repeat itself? Do the markets go up and go down? Yes, absolutely. All the time. They go up, an event occurs, they'll go down. Usually they go down and they crash, and some of the biggest crashes in history are in October. Just imagine if the market crashes right before you want to send your son or daughter to school, and the funds that you had saved for years are gone. So this just takes a look at the index strategy. It's something you may want to consider. The index strategy, if you look at the S&P 500 over the last 11 years, or from 2000 to 2011, there were some years where there were some significant gains. And in the index strategy, your floor is zero. So if the market ever crashed, your floor would be zero. You would lose nothing. But in the years where it really went up, you would only be able to participate in up to 12%, or the cap of your participation in the uptick would only be 12%. So let's see how that plays out over time. In the years 2001, 2002, 2003, and 2009, there were significant market crashes that occurred that took away significant chunks of money from the market. In the index strategy, the people that were involved in indexed strategy, they lost nothing during those years. How does that play out in your total investment return? Well, if you invested the same money over time in the non-index strategy, you would have made 2.31%. In the index strategy, you would have made 104.82% growth. So this is how it plays out. Same money invested over a period of time. When the market crashed in 2001, 2002, 2003, your investments went down if you weren't participating in an index strategy. If you were, your principal and interest were locked in. You were saved during that period. As the market improved, you participated in those gains up to a cap of 12%. Then again, as the market crashes, you don't participate in that. You're locked in. As the market then again improves, you participate in that. So your total investment and your total pot of money at the end of that year with the same amount of contribution is $204,824 as compared to $102,312. That's the big difference between having money for your kids' education and not having enough to pay for their college. So the index strategy is a key strategy to making sure you have the money available to pay for your kids' school. So, grants, scholarships, and cash awards. Well, again, FAFSA. FAFSA is the grants and loans that are available to each student to each particular school. What we're looking for are subsidized loans if we take a loan out. Okay. Unsubsidized loans accrue interest throughout the college time period. Scholarships. You really want to make sure when you're looking for scholarships that you spot out the scams. There are 5 key sections that real scholarships have. One is a request for your basic information, your grades and your academics, your involvement, arts, theater, that type of thing. Essays. An essay will basically be involved with most real scholarship programs. And then anything else section. To get a personalized action plan for yourself and the merit scholarships that are available for your school, you can call 1-800-221-3928